Not sure how much you're even going to hear because it's so windy today, but it's the only day that I've got where I'm going to be able to come down here. And you can see behind me where, in lieu of anything better to do with all of the plastic and some of the pallets and stuff, I've just put them down there because those pallets are pretty rotten, so they're not really any good for making anything out of. But the really positive thing is that this ground, which was previously all completely underwater, all of these, it was fully underwater, is now draining. And so this is now dry. This area is drying, but it's a lot better than it was. This was flowing down here at a heck of a rate. Then I have these two areas. Once I've cleared this and this across here, that's well over half the plot that I'll have got into a reasonable condition, and it's not a million miles away from being able to do that, so I'm feeling pleased about that. And then here I have some raspberry canes and some nettles, obviously, which I don't want to keep because there's absolutely loads of them, so there's only so many nettles that I can use within cooking, and I think I've got enough, and they're a very abundant thing, so I don't need to have them growing on my plot. The raspberries, again, there's absolutely loads of them, probably not going to need those either, so I'm just going to clear this area so that I've got another bit of growing space. And then where the black plastic is at the moment, I would love to get polytunnel, so I'm going to prioritise doing that. And I've been accumulating some materials that I can use to build a shed. I'm just going to dig up this little bit, take out any of the plastic. Anyway, better crack on because I haven't got that much time that I can be here, so yeah, let's get on with it. Well, got a bit too miserable to even continue, so and it's pointless because if it's wet, you're wasting your time forking over any soil. Just counterproductive, so I had to jack it in. Another reason why I'd absolutely love to have a polytunnel, because I'd have somewhere I could just carry on gardening if it was like this. I think that's my next thing. And it hasn't actually stopped raining pretty much since I've been to the plot. And I'm not going to get another chance to go down there this week, which means that I don't really have that much to show you in a YouTube video, but I suppose that is a reasonable learning point, which is that in gardening you just have to take the opportunities that you can to get out there and do something, rather than thinking that you have to get everything all done in one go. Just take the opportunities that you have. But I have had the chance to just sort of roughly draw out some of the features of the plot, and then I've just done some to scale cutouts. The bit that had the black plastic on it is about here, and then I have the beds that I've set up that are around the front of the plot, and this is the road coming in. I was thinking about putting the pond somewhere where I've got the ditches heading this way, that could then, I could put the pond there, but it would mean sinking it down quite low, and I have a natural low spot over here where I could still put it and potentially put some sort of drainage swale around here, which would mean the black plastic area currently I could put my polytunnel, and I have a shed that's down here, but it's not really much use and I don't think it's repairable, but I probably will replace it and put another shed at this end of the plot, because there's a fence here and some trees, so it ends up being, because it's on the south side of the plot, it's north facing, so it ends up just being in the shade of what's here. So I'd rather have the shed somewhere where it's shady than try to be using it as some sort of growing space, and I can sort of store the ugly bits and make this bit of a working area where I can accumulate materials so that the rest of the plot can stay relatively tidy. And then compost, I'm going to put probably a 3-bay pallet type system, or 3 meter cubed bays, so that I can transfer it from one to the other as it's getting more mature as a way of turning it. And I'm probably going to put that up this end, either here or here, because I can bring in extra materials to be able to make more compost than I could if I was only using the available materials to compost on site. It's not due to be above 10 degrees for another week, and it looks like it's going to be wet. I'm going to be pretty busy doing some projects, some of them in other parts of the country, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to get down there, but I hope you can get into the garden and enjoy yourself. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching.